people really don't see the um coverage on the news because there's a lot of things they cover so much, or even local news covering things that are not local, and even entertainment news um, join in with the regular news and national news about other things like where people are and wondering where are they and thinking the worst. I'm getting sick of it, and Newsmax is the very latest one because I did not expect Newsmax to question where Trump's been over the weekend. And yeah, he does do a lot of things within the press and the media and do live interviews and calling to these news stations. Thing is, he may be changing tactics. And this weekend was a holiday weekend. So, Newsmax, stop worrying about our president. Nothing happened. It was just a national holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Why can't people just take time off on Labor Day weekend? That's what the weekend is for. For people who work can take some time off. And maybe this our president, our wonderful president, decided to take the weekend off finally. And you really don't have to question about his health either. Um, you did speak of his truth social post about who damaged the 9/11, which I find a little ridiculous. But anyway, there you go. He said something out of the weekend on Truth Social. What more do you want? You guys are worried there might have been something worse than happening, like his health failed, his failing health, he failed, he had a health issue. Why can't he just take a week off? Weekend off. This guy's been going nonstop for the last year after he got shot. He may just want to take things slow. Nothing wrong with him. Nothing health wise was wrong with him. Just maybe want to take the weekend off. Newsmax. And by the way, Fox News didn't cover it. CNN didn't cover it, I don't think. On MSNBC, I don't watch the channel, but I'm sure they didn't cover it. And Say Edition probably didn't cover it, or the entertainment news cover it. No one covered it except you guys. You were concerned over probably nothing. So let our president have the weekend off. Newsmax. And the entertainment shows, like I said, Inside Edition, the reason why I walked away from Inside Edition, I thankfully did walk away from it. And long time ago, way long ago, I walked away from Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, and Extra, and E News because they were covering nonsense. And the women at Entertainment E News were dressing like sluts. And yes, I do mean sluts. We see pictures because they were wearing dresses that the ass was showed, and the butt was shown, and the vagina part showed. And I don't want to watch things like that. But anyway, they were covering um, nonsense entertainment news. They were covering Trump and Inside Edition with them, lying about it and dishing against them. So I walked away. Them other shows long time ago, Inside Edition, right after I made that video saying that I was trying to walk away from them, I was just done with that level shit hole. I don't know how it's been with after Diane no Oval left, but I'm sure it's still the liberal shit as usual. But anyway, they cover so much stuff Inside Edition, yeah, that did have some Fox News stuff, but they sounded made it sound like they're liberal, and I didn't give a shit about the liberal shit. And then about the overcovered news, I have talked and mentioned this so many times in other videos. They even CNN spent a whole day when Pepsi Hoffman died, and then Super Bowl that day too. There was nothing else going on of the day, and Fox News is now just recycling other news that they've been covering for months and months and months, like the Pope, the school shooting. I can't listen, but the school shooting is fairly new, but they're going to cover it the entire month. I'm sure they cover the immigration over and over and over. They've been covering the immigration for a year now. They need to focus on other things in this country. Um, and the crime in this country, they're covering it way too much, and they just don't cover everyday different other news. At least they did cover about the plane crash yesterday, but they just do not cover other big, small news, little news. Um, and they don't even cover Christian conservative issues like CNN, MSNBC. You know, like I said, I started watching MSNBC long time ago after Katrina. The being biased and lying. But anyway, CNN did cover social conservative Christian issues. Thank God for Anderson Cooper. Here's majority of it. But please comment below. Tell me if there's any Christian social conservative newscast, because I don't see any. Not even Newsmax saying the different unfacts. But the thing is, you still have Mercedes still talking about money and the economy, stupid. And they just also still keep slamming Pete Buttigieg, who was a really good transportation secretary. We just did not like him because he was gay, and he was just not dropping everything to be at the location of these disasters. You don't see Sean Duffy do it either. At least I meant he does it like the week, but he doesn't drop everything and go into these places. Neither does Donald Trump, and neither does Vance. And besides the fact, Vance, I'm not voting for Vance in 3 years. If you guys want him being a president, tell him to focus on more of a Christian conservative, social conservative values, and stop hammering Zelensky and Ukraine for over something they're not blamed for and they're not guilty on. As Putin, and Trump is finally realizing Putin is at fault, and Putin is a reason why the Ukraine and Russia fight is still going on. And Russia keep bombing Ukraine. It's a reason why Ukraine is bombing them. Because Russia keeps bombing them. Do not listen to Putin. He's lying. He's the one who's bombing Ukraine first. Instead of Ukraine retaliation. And for the Israelis families who want their families home and the hostages home first, one question. Don't you want Hamas to be eliminated and no more fighting and no more worrying about them for what they might do later on and more hostages, more war going on? If we don't eliminate these terrorist attacks, Iran, um, Hamas, and Sunnis, and the Hezbollahs, the war, and the threat is still gonna happen. Sorry, but that's the truth.